Ciao. Salt Lake City ain't keeping me enthused. Open up Sundance City fashion show. Basically, I'm gonna get through this fast, y'all, because low-key this episode was like, in my eyes, a filler episode, and they kind of running out of shit to, like, I don't know, maybe it's just shit I can't relate to. Sundance City, which was basically the fashion show, the big fashion show that they always that comes around in Utah. Meredith's doing her line, so is Miss Brooks. So all the ladies is out to show support. Mary White walks up. I mean, well, Jen and Jen, forgetting their damn names. That's how. Jen and Heather. Jen and Heather sit down and they're getting their seats ready. Basically, Mary walks in, you know. Everybody walks in basically for the fashion show. Walks in for the fashion show. Fashion show gets started. Miss Brooks does his little line, which is the same sweatsuit. Fucking Jen makes a little joke like, oh, I got that jumpsuit, like 10 of them. Like, she said something to the fact to where it was like, okay, do another style or something. And I'm just like, damn. Yeah, Miss Brooks, you gotta give us variety. You can't just give us the same sweatsuit in a different model. So after the fucking fashion show, Miss Brooks is hot because his dad was not there, which I kind of felt the way, because I'm just like, if you know what's going on with your mom and dad and you're there basically to support your mom because of what they're going through, you kind of know there's a gray area where your dad may not show up, or your dad is doing stuff to make sure you're able to do the stupid shit you want to do, like these dumbass juice diets. Mind you, oh wait, whoa. Wait. Girl Whitney up in here as a model, and she ain't never been in no fashion show, but Whitney gives me, she gonna make it happen. She don't think too much about it. She gonna have a good time and make it happen. So she goes out, she makes it happen. They all there to support her. She does a good job. This is for me. Then we get the designer, Meredith, coming out. Everybody show her love. Gets her hand claps. So then we got Brooks Marks coming up. Said he couldn't think of nothing better to name his fashion line other than Brooks Marks. And then, you know, Jen comes through with the good shade, talking about some, yeah, I've been rocking that same tracksuit for the last 6 months. Is it considered a collection if it's the same one? Maybe you need to throw something else in there. And I'm just like, well, damn, fucked up. But she's telling you right, like, come on, she wants to support you, which means give her something else to buy. Duh. And you came out with the same tracksuit. Give me a small, medium, large, extra large, and like a 2X3 maybe for the next model, because I got a big tall dude coming too. Yeah. But it's gonna be all the same one. So after the fashion show, Brooks needs to call his dad to get some kudo points when his mom is sitting right there next to him. Just did her whole line, and you looking for dad's approval. How old are you, Brooks? Like, and got mad. Like, dad is probably somewhere making sure I'm able to just be able to do all this dumb shit that I want to do, like be late. Like, what? And then you got the nerve to be mad at dad because he missed your fashion show? Like, I understand it's your first fashion show and I understand all that. But you gotta understand, like, your dad is working and he's trying to make sure you're able to do the things that you want to do. Smart ass. You ever think of that? I'm sitting here just like, they got like an attitude and hung up on him. Like, the dad low-key clouded like, let me see you guys, how does it go? He's like, how did it go? You're not gonna, like, started to do like a whole little bitch little thing that the gays do. And I'm just like, wait, so you're trying to guilt trip your dad into making him feel bad because he missed your thing because he was out working? Brooks, you're not in high school. You're not even in, I'll give you, high school is the highest. Everything else after high school, you don't need no support like that. The support is you doing it on your own because your dad is probably funding it. Your dad or your mom is probably funding it for you to even be able to do it. So, with that being said, that's all the support you probably need. The fuck? And then to come out with just one fucking sweatsuit? Oh my God, and they got the nerve to be mad because your dad's not there. I'd have been pissed if I was your mom because I'm sitting here like, damn, so me being here ain't nothing? And that's what he gave. Like, yeah, mom, you was here, but I wanted my dad to be here. It was my first fashion show. Like, whoa, you're a bitch. And after the fashion show and all that, everybody individually gets, I guess, along. Miss Brooks and Meredith get together because clearly that's her castmate. Not her son, that's her castmate. Shit, Miss Brooks get more time than any kid I've ever seen in the Real Housewives of anything production. Like, I'm tired of seeing him now. I ain't even lying to you, I'm tired of seeing him. But okay. And they having to talk about him juicing. Whatever. Then we get Heather and Whitney getting together. Whitney getting a facial basically to get all the makeup off of her face from Sundance. They link up. They having a conversation basically about how they got started with the business, how Heather got started with the business, and how she was basically she didn't have to pay for marketing. Basically, she basically did this business as a hobby because she was basically taken care of. Never had to worry about money and all that type of shit. But when she got divorced, all that went out the window, and she's kind of looked at differently. But it's different for her husband because she feels like her husband gets to still marry other women, be in the church, and do all the normal things, and he wouldn't be looked at as different. But her being divorced, it's like you can't keep a man, like you got 3 kids, who wants you, like all that situation. And then Whitney comes through with the good feedback to tell her like, yeah, that's why I kind of felt like that's what it was. It was like, it was a thumb on our heads basically telling us like, we gotta do this or we gotta be like this. And I didn't really like that. See, and that's why I fuck with Whitney, because Whitney be like, I tried it, it wasn't for me, I moved on. Like, to each his own. Either they fooling with us or they not. Earlier I wasn't feeling this, so I had to finish this later on. So basically after Whitney and Heather meet up and talk at the beauty lounge, we get Jen basically getting told to take her pills because you know, and basically her backstory on her pill story about how she was at first feeling like she shouldn't be taking pills because she comes from a family where you pray for it, pray over it, and move on. Like, but what she really going through is depression. She going through depression because she really be lonely. Ultimately she'd be lonely because, and then after she lost her father, that's when she said everything really like spiraled out. She almost lost her marriage because she was tripping. Then finally they had a sit down with her family, and they kind of like told her it's okay to take the pills, like we're not gonna look at you no different, because she was looking at it like she wants to be here to basically, she's super mom, you know. like all moms want to do for their kids, which I respect and I understand, but take them fucking pills, Jen, so you could be better for your kids. Period. Then after that, we goes to Lisa's family, and they having a game night, but instead of a game night and regular boards, they sit around, write down their goals. So she made it a whole, I don't like to just sit down and Lisa she be doing some stuff for me. I don't really. Lisa been actually changed my way, changed my thinking of Lisa. I was kind of feeling Lisa for the last couple of episodes. So they're all just sitting there talking with the family, basically having a little family game night. That's what they considered it, a game night. The kids, when they get older, you could tell that when they get older, they're going to be a little reckless. Reckless. Like, I'm just like, yeah, your kids gonna be some horn dogs. But I'll talk about the kids. Let me move on. After that, we got the end of their little family dinner. Lisa does this little thing, because again, I think I've said, like, Lisa's husband just like listens to whatever she says and then like asks, should I respond? Like, he's one of those type of people. And you could tell he was trying to talk to her and tell her something, and she was kind of like into her phone. Like, he was telling her, like, maybe we can, like, try to. And she was like, okay, but hold on, let me just send this text. And I'm just like, damn, that's fucked up to be talking to your husband like that, like it's your friend type shit. Like, I wouldn't appreciate that. And you could tell he's not feeling that really, but he's rolling with it, so who am I to talk shit? So then we get Jen, Heather, and Meredith sit down for a little dinner, I guess. And they all congratulating Meredith on Fashion Week, basically asking her if she got any calls, basically, about her Fashion Week, yada, 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 Sundance. And Meredith come back and asks Heather, how's you and Curtis? Curtis being the dude that Heather went off with. And she's like, oh, it was very short-lived. They like, oh, really? They like, yeah, he didn't live out here. I'm like, oh, Lord, you sounded crazy on this TV show to be saying that you had like a one-night stand with somebody that don't even live out here. And then it's just like, yeah, it was just one of those, like, no big deal. You got $3, Heather. Hey. No. Then Heather tries to come back with, well, Meredith, what's up with you and Seth? We know that hard face that everybody gives. And Meredith like, I don't know. I'm just gonna go and see how it goes. Like, Meredith, like, I'm not finna tell you that I'm fucking hurt. That it might, but we know from the viewer's perspective that she's kind of hurt because she feels like it's tearing her husband away from the kids. So he's missing events of the kids that is impacting the kids. So she's feeling like less than. Maybe that's why. Because then Heather says, like, well, why are you not just trying? Why don't you just stay with it and just, go along with the get along? And I'm just like thinking in my head, like, no, because that's not how people work. And Meredith told her, like, we both got issues amongst ourselves that we need to figure out. Then they try to throw a little monkey wrench in and gonna say, well, if she's with somebody else, would you be upset? Yeah, I'd be upset. That's my fucking husband still. What the fuck? Yeah. What the fuck? What you want me to say? No? You want me to say no? Because I'm acting so hard. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be upset. The fuck? Jen gives her little, basically, story about how she feels like, basically, she's lonely and depressed because she lost her father and she's without her husband all the time because her husband's always working. And they kind of, not grilling Meredith, but they kind of trying to figure out how Meredith feels. And Meredith is kind of like, yeah, we still love each other, but we just got to get we got to get our communication better. And Jen does some hater shit to me. It's just like, why can't you just accept what she's saying in front of your face right now? Now, I know I personally heard. So Jen goes in the confessional and says, I know that Meredith's probably lying or keep not telling all, but because I know personally I've heard other things. Why are you dancing around what you heard? If she's telling us all in front of Heather that this is what it is, this is how we feel, and this is what's going on. Accept that. Don't sit there and try to make something else out of it. Like, oh, it's something deeper than that, and I feel like I know. Like, first of all, even if you are privy to that conversation, why is it your place to come tell what you heard in a confessional? Or what you know in a confessional? Tell your life. Fucking bored ass guy ain't got nothing to do and people just be fucking, ooh, Jen, I'm not liking that. I hate when she does that shit. And she's done it more than one time. Matter of fact, she does this a lot. She does this a lot, and it's kind of her character flaw, actually, if you ask me. Like, why do you feel so empowered to tell things that people have told you in the confidence of y'all friendship when you get mad or something, or when you feel away? First of all, Heather shouldn't even know this, because I told you. I didn't tell Heather. Now, if I told Heather and you, and we came together and sat down and talked, first of all, Heather asking me that question would have threw me off, because I would have been like, damn, I don't even remember telling you. I'm sitting here trying to think, did Heather tell her? Nope. Jen did. Why are you running around Utah telling my business? To Heather, that's fucking strangers on one night stands that don't even live in the state. And you got the nerve to fucking sit here and tell me why I don't ride it out with my husband, but you out here. Heather, you need to go figure out how to love somebody, first of all. Jen, you need to go figure out where your husband is all the time, because I can't believe that the fact that they grilling her like this is getting on my nerves. I'm just like, wait. She shouldn't even know my business, bro. Why does she know my business? Some business that you know because we're closer in the friendship. So what? You got mad at me because I didn't invite you to the sleepover that we were supposed to have, so you decided to tell Heather my business? See, that's what I would have questioned. That's what I would have questioned. That's what I would have been mad at. Because I'm not sitting here explaining myself to somebody that didn't even need to know my business, and then I'm explaining myself to my friend, and then in her confessional that I'm gonna see at the reunion or before the reunion, I'm gonna see her saying, I know it's something more than that because I've personally been there. This is like the third time you've done that, Jen. Like, you gotta chill. Her dad go to a bounce house to, like, you know, be with the kids, be the grandpa. They ain't having a good old time. Cause, you know, Whitney's dad have been kind of like off drugs a lot, so they never got to experience the grandpa. So this is good for her because now they're getting to experience grandpa at a good time. Because, you know, when Whitney had him, he was a cool dad. So they want the kids to experience their grandfather. Boom. So then the dad and Whitney have a conversation to where the dad is in sober living, I believe. And he wants to basically check out, get an apartment, and, you know, get his life going. And Whitney tells us, like, he's done this before, and she doesn't really want him to go down this track of, you know, like, quitting. She wants him to finish the program, which is correct, because it's like, yeah, you want to go through the whole thing. You don't want to just be like, I didn't go through the whole thing, or I stopped early because of this or that. Like, no. Finish your program, and when you finish your program and get out of your program, we gonna handle the next situation for you, because we've been here before. And I hope Whitney stays, like, firm on that, because it's like, if you guys have done this before and dad has left the program early before and it didn't help him out, let dad finish that program. Let dad sit there and do what he got to do to make sure he comes out on top, because he's showing progress, yes, and it's easy to regress real fast. So I hope she stays firm in this decision, because we want you to get better, dad. Like, for real. Get better. Her father, we get Heather and her kids, and I don't like how Heather treats relationships, but I appreciate the way that Heather allows her kids to be open about the things that they want to do. Like, she has an oldest daughter that she's in a that's in a functioning, happy relationship, and that's cool. But in the real Mormon church, they wouldn't allow that. So I think that's cool that Heather's being like open with her kids, and she's explaining to her kids how she feels without being with their father, because she feels a way about it, and she don't want the kids to feel the same way that she felt. So I appreciate the way that Heather like raises her kids. I will say that about Heather. Like, that's probably why I like Heather, because she kind of free. Like, I don't want to say she's a free mom, like she let them do whatever they want, but you could tell like she's more of the let's talk about it and let's get through it. Like, I like that type of mom more so than the like that don't do nothing, but let's talk about it and let's figure it out. That's more of my mom of parenting. So I think I appreciate that, seeing that that's parenting style displayed when I watch. It's kind of like being honest with their kids, because she felt like she don't want them to deal with the stuff that comes with like her. Like, she said that it took a lot for the parents to allow their kids to still play with them, because they was considered like a broken family, basically, because they was divorced. So she was like explaining to them, I guess, like, you know, what it was like, and she how she's feeling and what she's going through, and she don't want them to go through the same like struggles or things that she's going through. Like any parent would say to their kid, like, you know, I've seen this and I don't want it to happen to you. So for me, like I said, I appreciate the way that Heather parents. For me, it works. Like, I'm more of the person that, instead of my mom, like, she did that, but at the same time, she was one of those, like, she gonna come in the room and talk to me too, so we can have a conversation. She not just gonna badger me and make me feel like, dang. She will. I will say that. She will talk her shit. But my mom is a let's talk about it, let's figure it out. And I feel like when I see Heather, that's what she gives. Like, let me tell you what's going on and how I feel. Like I said, I don't appreciate how she is in her personal life and relationships, but I appreciate the skills that she's giving off to her kids, basically, because she's like I said, she's giving them tools to, like, you know, like she's helping them. Like, I appreciate watching Heather parent. And low key, the kids started to cry. See, I fuck with this because this is a raw emotion. The kids really was feeling sad because they see their mom going through this, and they understand what it is that their mom is saying really verbatim, and they had to reassure their mom that what you're doing is not going unnoticed. You set a great foundation for your kids. So at the end of the day, whatever comes with it, it's no problem, because mom, we got your back. Just like we feel like it's good for you to be as open as you are. We are thankful that you're as open as you are with us, because it creates a space of understanding. Like, I'm not just judging you, thinking like, but I mean, I still rely on you. And Heather's, it's not like it's not a friendship. It's more so like when Heather's with her kids, she's very motherly. I see her, but when she's with her friends, she's very like social. So for me, it's a balance, and I think Heather has a great balance. Like, the way that her kids came back and like reassured her, like, you set a great foundation. And I always tell people, I come from a great foundation. So no matter what, if I did it, I wanted to. If can't nobody manipulate me into doing something I don't want to do, because again, I come from a loving home, and my mom set a great foundation for me, regardless to this the obstacles I chose to take. I feel like I can relate to. I just relate to everything that they're saying, and I appreciate the kids being able to reassure their mom, because it's like sometimes even when my mom don't feel like she just did the amazingest job in the world, the best mom in the world. So sometimes my mom does feel frustrated, and I have to reassure her, like, mom, we ain't those kids. Like, trust you me. Like, we could be doing so much more. And I feel like you raised kids with a great foundation to where we know better. We know right from wrong too. And I feel like at the end of the day, Heather, your kids is letting you know that you've raised them the correct way to be loved. Like, that's all I see. And I just appreciated this. Like, I don't know why I got excited about this, because for some reason, it was just like, dang, you could see Heather felt defeated because she felt like she fucked up the family and she didn't want to have to raise them in an environment to where they kind of grew up without a father or being looked at as if there was a broken family or anything like that. Because it is kind of fucked up to be looked at like that. Like, you know, like, I don't know, like, I guess in their society, like, because that's not their norm. So for me, I just appreciated seeing the mother and the daughters like having an honest communication, open communication, to where it wasn't judgmental. It was like an authentic emotion. Like the kids is crying and I'm sitting here like, dang, they really felt their mom's emotion. Like, Mom, it's okay. Like, we understand what you're going through and we understand what you're trying to tell us. So I really appreciated that shit. Like on some weird shit. That was good. That was good, Heather. You raised them kids good, Heather. I will say that. I recognize a parent in a home that's raised with love and those type of things. Jen comes over in Jen fashion. Jen like to Whitney's house, and she's like, "Oh, are we really working out?" Like, yeah. Like, what you mean? I thought that's what you call. Oh shit, Jen like, oh, Jen is crazy. Jen is crazy. Jen is a character. You know my girl Whitney. Whitney like, I've had a pole in every house I've owned. Like, Whitney be like, man, I'm gonna have me a good time. Period. Like, all this other stuff that y'all want me to do, I did that. So from here on out, Whitney made a pact with herself. From here on out, I'm going to be a good time girl. And that's what Whitney is. Whitney is a good time girl. But she let us know she's never been a stripper, though. So they get to playing on the pole. Whitney trying to show Jen how to do it. And Jen's just looking like, oh, no. I cannot do that. All this tox up in me. Can't be throwing my body like that. Oh my God, talking about her extensions gonna fall out. She ain't got a bed. Her clip, I don't know, whip. See, Jen be with that bullshit. That's what Jen be on. Jen came over there to gossip and be messy. That's what she really came over there for. And Whitney really was thinking in her head, because again, Whitney like, shit, we finna work out on the pole. Let me give you a little pole workout. With Jen over here lackluster, spin around. She telling her to whip her hair. She's over here talking about some my extensions. I'm not trying to get my what? That shit, man. So like I said, Jen came over there to be messy. She didn't come over there to do no workout, no pole shit. And Whitney asked her simply, how are you holding up, basically, you know, with your situation. And she's just like, you know, like, I'm cool, I'm just a little lonely, but you know, I'm good. But how do you feel about Seth and Meredith? I'm just like, damn. Mind you, they go into a little comparison. Do you be missing like having sex, basically? She was like, because Whitney, like me and my husband, 4 to 5 a week. You better catch up. When I tell y'all, Whitney's a good time girl. She like, oh my God, I couldn't do it. Jen talking about she got a dildo or a wandy thing to keep her company. She's like, Whitney like, I couldn't do it. We done been through some things, Whitney. Whitney said, we done experimented, we done had fun. I don't know what y'all be doing, but we have fun over here in my household. So I'm just crying, laughing about that. So then after that, they go into fucking Meredith and Seth. And Jen got the nerve to sit there and say, like, if you're not getting it from home, where you getting it from? Because we gotta have something. And I'm just sitting here like, well, damn, why is you sitting here throwing that? See, again, there you go again, running your mouth. Whitney didn't even bring up Seth and Meredith. You brought that shit up, Jen. You brought that shit up, Jen, trying to be messy again. Oh my God, when will you stop? Why are you being so messy if this is your friend? That's like my friend going around town after I told them a secret, telling everybody because we got into it, or I called them and said, hey, I can't come over this weekend. So then every time you gonna go to to another friend that we all have as a mutual friend, tell them some business I told you. So now every time I go around, so every time you going around, you just asking how people feel about some shit that nobody should know about, because oh my God. Jen, you messy. Jen, you messy, and I don't like that. You messy, and I don't want to call you miserable and depressed, but mind your business, Jen. Seth and Meredith had nothing to do with Jen Shaw. So why are you making this a Jen Shaw production? To sit there and be like questioning their marital things. Yeah, and then Whitney said the truth, like, you better be able to back this statement up, because what you're alluding to is very fucking serious. Like, that's not no shit to be playing about. And I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up to be sitting there saying like she basically, they getting it from somewhere else if they not getting it from each other, and they trying to save face for the kids. Whitney borderline trying to divert from it and just trying to keep it neutral, like, I don't know, but I kind of feel like this. But and Jen just going for the throat, like, yeah, I feel like it's some shenanigans going on. This is the second time on this episode that you've done that, Jen. Meredith, you did it to, I mean, Jen, yeah, you did it to her face, but it was like, why are you howling me to get an answer out of me about my relationship? Then you take it to another person to go tell them how you feel about what's going on over here. But you my friend. Ooh, Jen, you messy. Ooh, Jen, I don't trust you. Ooh, Jen, that's it again. It's like, for some reason, Jen gets off telling other people's stories. It's like, let me tell you what I witnessed when I was with Meredith at this situation. And it was this, like, so basically you alluding to her cheating with somebody else to make her happy. Then you tell a story about how y'all was out of town and a dude came along and basically told, friend of mine, you're not. Oh my God, Jen. Jen, if I was looking back on this as if I was Meredith, I would understand why Brooks feels the way he feels about your ass. What the fuck? You messy, Jen. Oh my gosh, you have not only told Heather, you've basically, now you've just told us that Meredith and there was this other dude when y'all was out of town and y'all was just dipping it and doing it, huh? Dude told her, oh, don't worry about Meredith, I'll make sure she gets home safely, or whatever he told. And Jen's coming back to tell this information. Jen, see, I wouldn't trust you with a grain of salt. Ooh, Jen. Ooh, Jen. Ooh, Jen. I'm looking at this like, oh my God, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe I'm witnessing her just sit here and just go on about this shit. Cause it's like she's really going on like, yeah, and we was out of town and she was with a dude. I'm just like, every confessional you keep giving Jen the blues. I mean, Jen keeps giving Meredith the blues, like Meredith is not telling the truth. Like, what's up, Jen? Is you my friend or is you oh my God, I'm pissed. Like, all right, y'all, my bad. All right, I'm done. But this whole little episode was about like the family, because I kept getting family. We went Mary family to Jen family to Lisa family to fucking Heather's like family. This was a family scene. They should have titled this episode "Family Affair" type shit, because this episode, Jen, you're fucked up. That's